This video. These videos frustrate me so bad. I make a video. So I've learned this about YouTube. I figured this would work. I start off a video, okay, and I learned to put out like things in advance about comments. I try. I'm like, hey, before you comment, here it is. So when I first started doing videos a long time ago, I'd put those in at the end, because I was just dumb and an idiot, I thought. And I was like, oh man, people are going to get to the end of this video and they're going to comment. They're going to say these dumb comments. And I'm like, okay. So at the very beginning of the video, I'm like, hey, listen, if you're going to comment on this, listen to all of it. And if you're going to comment on it, especially like this video right here. So I'm doing this right off the bat in the video. If you can make it this far, which is, I don't even know how they'll comment without listening to this. Don't put in the comments, this is how it should be, without giving absolute any solution to the problem. It doesn't make any sense, right? Let's give us let's do the easiest example in the world. Some people on the earth can't get food. They go hungry, right? And the comment would be, we need to feed them. They need food. We should give them food. Yeah, we know. We all agree that they need food, and we don't want people to go starving. We need a better solution for it, though. You coming on here and telling the world, we already know these things. This is common sense, guys. Don't go on the comments and say, every tournament should be like this. I would love for a perfect world to exist where we can have a tournament where we don't have to bring any fish to the scales, and it's all equal, and it works out, and we all weigh our fish on the water, release them, no fish ever dies, and it's a perfect scenario. Still waiting on it, guys. Still waiting on that solution. I heard things that, well, this thing's doing it, these guys over here are doing it. It ain't perfect. If I'm going to go fish, so this weekend or next weekend or whatever, 2 weeks from now, I go fish for $100,000. I'm about to say something really, I'm going to say it because I don't care anymore. I'm about to go fish for $100,000. I am not relying on someone on a scale and a polygraph. Polygraph. I'm not relying on a scale and a polygraph, right? And a video that shows that guy caught all those fish. And you're like, you're not going to rely on a video? Hear me out on the video. I do trust video. I trust it so much that when I watch these guys do things wrong on video on the professional side, it's pretty obvious to all of us what just happened. I trust that, right? I don't trust the fact that everyone has a video camera on their boat. I don't trust the fact that video camera will work the entire time on that boat. I'll give you some reasons why in a second. The camera is the biggest one, okay? I sure don't believe that scale. It could be close, but I have lost a $50,000 boat on less than 4/10 of an ounce. Not 4/10. I'm sorry, 400s. I have seen tournaments where 1/100th of an ounce determines the difference. You can tell me all kinds of things. I want to see up on scale someone beating me by 100th of an ounce, because if not, that's $100,000. I'm gonna go fish for $100,000 or $20,000. This thing might be great for the little local derbies that have 30 boats in it. Fine. I'm not too worried about that, and I'll be honest with you. You want to know why? Because I don't fish those. Because it's not worth it to me. I don't know what, it's great for some people, and do it in those tournaments. That's great. Those tournaments also aren't Those are probably the tournaments that are killing a lot of the fish. Most tournaments we fish, we don't really have that many dead fish. Now, let's see. I got a couple things that I got to address in this. Let's start with the camera. So some guy goes, "This is ironic coming from a guy who's sitting in front of a camera making videos, and you have your camera on your boat all the time." We see all those videos. I ain't answered them. Yeah, you see all my videos. You see 100%, well, not 100% because I don't put all those videos up online, but you see 100% of the videos that I make and put online. Well, of course you do, because my camera worked. What about the videos where my camera stopped working? Do you see those videos? I haven't. Show me where those things exist. Happened yesterday. It happens every single day I'm out on the water. That I'll give you two reasons why, maybe three. Number one, yeah, it's 100 degrees down here. If the wind's not blowing, my camera won't work. It overheats. And please don't get on here. I've been using this camera a long time. I know not to put my battery in there and use it. Like I have an external charger right now. This is how my camera works. There's no battery in there. It doesn't overheat as much, but it will overheat in 100 degree out in the sun with no wind. Everyone that owns a GoPro knows that that's happened. Now you catch a 10-pounder. Now what do you do? It's not on video. What do you do now? Camera stopped working. Camera malfunctioned. SD card didn't work. Now what? You gonna take my word for it? You gonna fish this tournament for $100,000 and take someone's word for it? No. I caught that fish. Probably did. No. Not doing it. Second, although most people down here, and now I live down here in Texas, okay? I don't know this thing. It's what does it do? It's this thing from clouds. Oh man, what's it called? So like usually like there's clouds that get dark and things fall from them. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen it in about 3 months. Rain. That's it. Rain. God, I knew I'd think of it. I don't know what it looks like, and because it's been such a long time. Rain. You know, rain and cameras don't like each other. I don't know if anyone's ever figured this out. That's why most people out there, when it's raining, don't hold their phone out in the rain going, "Hey man, my phone likes the rain." Cameras don't like the rain. Wires don't like the rain. Cables, batteries, all those things don't like the rain. Guess what happens when it's raining? Camera doesn't work. Then what do? In a perfect world, all these suggestions sound good. It's still not a perfect world. This is the best thing we can do. It's the fairest thing we can do, right? Look, I love the fact that we all want to save every single fish out there. I went out there and smashed on them yesterday. I caught 60 yesterday. I did. And every one of them went right back in the lake because I wasn't fishing a tournament. I could have kept 5. I chose not to. I choose not to keep 5 every single day I go fishing. Every day. Other than tournaments, which I still release. Every day. I'm allowed to keep 5 fish a day, 365 days a year, and yet I keep none for the last 25 years. I think I'm doing my part. If 1 or 2 dives throughout the year from me, 2, let's say 5. 5 fish die from me, right? This year in tournament fishing, I've killed 5 fish. I think I've done a pretty good job of catch and release. I think I've done a phenomenal job. Okay? Now, what I'll say about all that is this. In a perfect world, we would love to have things go perfectly. We do not have that. We are trying to figure out the perfect system, which does not exist. So we have a system now that seems fair and reasonable and everything else like that. I get it. I know all these things would be great to have all these people do all this catch, weigh, release, measure things, video camera, polygraph. Polygraph. Dude, I don't have enough time in my day to talk about polygraphs. Do you know how many cheaters have taken polygraphs. Do you know, tell me one polygraph that's ever held up in court. Please, please someone tell me that. They don't. There's a reason why, okay? I'm all in favor of polygraphs too, by the way, because I think it does help you figure out who's cheating. Problem is, you just can't really get someone for that. That's the problem, okay? But it does let the tournament organizations and other people know that, man, you failed the polygraph, there's something going on there. Kind of puts a little heat on you, right? But with that being said, because I'm not going to get into that, here's what I'll say about this. And I'm not getting into politics, but I'll say this. I still carry the view this way. If you're going to complain about something so big and so much and have this much fire about something, right? I better see you, before you tell me what I should be doing, I better see you doing something bigger, right? I better see you doing something for that cause. Because if you're not doing something for that cause, don't tell me I should, okay? So, you want to see tournaments go to this thing? How about this? Bob Seeley. And I wish I could get Bob Seeley on here, but Bob Seeley does the Big Bass Blast, which is the biggest tournament in the country. Okay, does it right down here at Rayburn. I'm going to get this a little bit wrong, so forgive me, because this is, yeah. He went, when he started, so biggest tournament in the country, most fish being caught, weighed in, all these things. He does a phenomenal job, right? They're only putting one fish in the live well. They're coming up there doing all this stuff for the most part, right? They almost have no dead fish because he's weighing them in on the hour. But when that tournament comes along, they absolutely come through there. And when you got 5,000 to 8,000 people fishing a tournament over the week on Rayburn, this is what we deal with down at Rayburn, right? No big deal. It's just another weekend for us. Our lake seems to, like, we have tournaments every single weekend. Giant ones. 300. You know, Rayburn has the most tournaments of any lake in the country. We average 300 tournaments a year. Someone's like, well, wait a minute. Weeks, week 1, 2. I'll do the math for you. 52 weeks. 52 weeks we have a year. Okay? When we have 300 tournaments. That's how many tournaments are going on. That's how many tournaments are going on the same weekend. On weekdays. It doesn't really matter. We blow everyone else out. No one even comes close, because down here, unlike the guys up north that like to talk about all kinds of stuff, right? We fish 12 months out of the year, and our lakes are still fine. We're pumping them out on Rayburn right now. 3 fish tournaments this past weekend, 19 pounds and stuff's winning. 20, I mean, it's ridiculous, right? We still, every weekend. Here's the thing, though. You know what Bob Wynn did? Years and years and years ago, I think Ann Richards was our governor or mayor. I don't know. I was really young at the time. I forget. Ann Richards was governor or something. And he went to proposed this deal to where, hey, we're going to do this tournament. We like some funds. I don't know the whole how he did it all, but he ended up for like 20 something years, got them to where they were going to stock, I don't know how many millions of bass a year in Rayburn. So all the people that were going to complain about, his tournament and how many fish were being caught and released, or still being released, he went and figured out a way so that they restocked Rayburn every year with millions of bass. It's a pretty good solution right there. So let's see. Instead of a tournament coming along and the result was killing 100, he figured out a way to stock it full of millions. So let me ask you a question. Is it better to go after the guys killing 5, 10, 15, 20 fish a weekend? Or would it be a better solution to go work with local agencies and local your wildlife department to figure out a way to stock millions of bass? Now you're going to be like, well, we don't have that here. I don't live where y'all live. I don't live on y'all's lakes. All I know is this. If you're going to complain about something, and if you really actually care that much, maybe that's a better route, right? Instead of worrying about the few dozens over here, and I do care about that. Of anyone that cares, this is what I do for a living. I keep nothing. It It hurts me if I weigh in a dead fish. Everything I do, I release everything because I want to go catch 60 fish like I did yesterday. I had a blast. You want to know why I caught 60 of them? Probably because I released 60 of them. And there's 60 of them still out there swimming around ready to be caught for the next person. I try so hard on here to sit there and say everyone has a right to keep fish. They do. They have the right. I just don't ever do it. I'm not going to tell someone what not to do because we have a legal right to, and I believe in that right. But I don't care. I advise everyone to let them go. Everyone to let fish go. It's just, I was taught that at the youngest age, and it made sense to me because if you live on a lake that doesn't have a lot of fish, you want every one of them put back. I get it. But maybe instead of complaining on YouTube and comments and doing all these things, instead of complaining about the tournaments, put your efforts into stocking the lakes. Form organizations. Go to them with stuff. Do whatever you possibly can. Fight it that way. You're going to get way more out of stocking millions of fish than this. Okay? It's just a suggestion. That is a better solution than going, hey, we all need to do this and you should do this and everything should be like, okay, stock it with a couple million like we do have down here, where every day you go out there on some of our lakes down here and smash on them all throughout the year. That's a lot of the reason why. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Am I done with this? Probably not. Because you're going to look on those comments and you're going to just read through the comments. Read through the comments. It's going to happen.